Hi, everybody. So I wanted to bring something up that was brought to me as an important piece of information. And it's something that I've thought about and talked about, but I don't think I've been specific about it at all. And it's important because we really had an illustration of what it is to bring everybody's focus into one thing. At least everybody's focus in this one country in the US. So we were all very, very focused on Monday for a variety of reasons with the eclipse. Either you were freaked out and you thought it was the end of the world and you were focused on that, or the rockets, or CERN, or whatever the story was, because there's been so many stories. And realizing that that's probably the reason so many stories happened was so that more people would actually focus. But it did two things. One thing it did is it brought out the ridiculousness that has happened with the media who talked about it so much, the school system who, they canceled school. Otherwise, they closed the curtains on the children so they couldn't see. There was a lot of drama created around this one event. And this was an engineered event, in my opinion. So, what does it take to get everybody to pay attention? Multiple stories. And it got a lot of people in place for maybe something that's coming soon. But it also caused a lot of discontent with people who thought it was going to make for great change. And I think that you guys in this audience, you have learned that we don't expect change on one day. And if we choose a day, then it usually makes sure that the change doesn't happen on that day. But we did enter a doorway. And a lot of change happened, but not in the way that we would expect. A lot of people became more aware. Aware that there's kind of a clown show going on. I don't know how many videos I saw with people that were sad that the world didn't end, that they had to go back to work the next day, that things didn't change. And I don't think, as far as the collective goes, we've had that much interaction with one day before. And I think it was a grand experiment, really. Because what does it take to get all of the parallels to pay attention to one thing? And also, what do they really want? Because the ones that were disappointed, they now have to think about why they were disappointed and what they want to change. And they also have to look within themselves and think about whether they have to make a change in their own lives. Because really and truly, it is up to us from the inside out to make change. And there's been a big resistance on many levels of the parallels to changing things. And saying, well, that's still happening, so change didn't happen. Because we're not looking at it from a bird's eye view. Now, I think it's just a perspective for pretty much everybody that's listening to this, is to see it from multiple angles. Because most of you felt activation, felt excitement, saw ships, and there wasn't a massive expectation for that day. But all over social media, there is and was a massive expectation for events to happen. And we opened the doorway to events happening. And it's up to us to allow them to happen. And as we allow, then the collective is going to allow more and more. And I feel like we are very much aware and consciously allowing. But if you find anything within your subconscious that's not allowing change, that's grating like sandpaper and unwilling to think about how amazing your future is and how amazing this moment is. Every day is like a gift right now. And I never used to think of it that way, but every day is a step forward. And there's so much magic happening. There's so much creation happening. And there's so many people and beings and souls that are working on this. So just thinking about it and reflecting and seeing if there's anything inside of you that is still triggered by change, and allowing that to bubble up to the surface to be cleared. That's a beautiful thing to do right now. You are very, very powerful. And we all are. But when we know that we're powerful and that we can create and that we can affect, and we do it consciously, and we work on our subconscious, and we go forward with the guidance of our soul, we're winning. And we already won a long time ago, but we're still climbing the stairs into a higher frequency.